Now we need to output all the posts on this page. So let's just go over to let's just close all this and go over to the index page. Now on this page, let's just create a simple sample. So this will be like a div, and this we have a class. Let's just say y. Let's just say p in general. So this means padding of 2. So right here, let's just create a URL, and within this, I want to have a list. So hopefully this makes sense to you, and I want to have like don't let us use another list. Let's use a simple div. Let's use a simple h4, and right here we want to say post title, and the next thing we want to do is paragraph, and let's say post description. So let's just refresh now. So you see this right now. So you see this. So this is what we're going to loop on, and yeah. So I think it looks better now. It looks okay, because I was still considering of doing a little bit of CSS right here, but it looks okay now. So let's just loop on this. So the first thing we need to do is to actually get of all the posts that is being saved on this application. So let's go to our web file, and right here we want to get all the posts. So we don't want to actually return a view from this web. We actually want to return the view from the home controller, so of the post controller, anyhow it suits. So let's just go over and just say this is post controller, and we want to use the index. This should be class, and we want to use the index method. So hopefully this makes sense to you, and let's just go over to the index method, and right here I want to say post is equal to post, and right here I want to get the latest, and I want to paginate, because at the end of the day I don't want to bring everything out at once. So let's just paginate, and we want to get 5 posts at a time. So hopefully that makes sense, and we can now return a view. And right here, this will be index. I will want to send this variable. So let's just say $post. So this will be post. So hopefully this makes sense, and if we should refresh, there shouldn't be any difference. So let's just now do for S loop right here. So this will be a for S loop. You can decide to use a for each loop. It all depends on you, but I'm using a for S loop. So let's do for S. Now if we have an empty post, I want to say h4, and this class will be test center, and right here we want to say no post fund, and right here we want to say $post as $post. So this is a simple for each loop. So let's just bring all this into right here, And if we should refresh, you know, we have to post in our database. You can see those two posts right here. So let's just replace this with the post title, $ post title. Now let's see this. You can see we have the post title now, and right here let's just replace this with $post uh post description. So you can see the post description, and you can see this one post, this another post. So we've made this page look dynamic. Now if you should do another post, you click save, and you can see the new post right here. So these are how you can actually output the post. And right under here, I want to output the user that actually posted this. So what we can do is do another thing, and we can say posted by. So right here we can do user because we've defined the relationship, and we can say name. So if we should refresh, and you can see posted by this person, this is posted by the other user we created, and this is posted by this present user. So we can actually create a link because we might want to visit the person's the person's page. So let's just go ahead and say href this should be this, and right here we've actually done this. So if we should refresh now, you can see we have a link right here, and we can actually link this to the user. So let's just do this real quick. And right here we want to have a route, and we want to have this to be user.show. We've not created this route now, but we're going to create it right now. So this will be post user ID. So hopefully this makes sense to you. If we should refresh, we're going to get an error because we don't have this route now. So let's just create this route, and right here I want to say route go to get, and this will be users, and we want to have the ID right here. So this should use the post controller. Let's just use the home controller now. So this should actually be an array. So this should be the home controller, and this will be a class. And right here we want to actually use the get user method, which we're going to create right now. And this will be name, and this will be user.show. So hopefully this makes sense to you. If we should refresh now, the error should be cleared. Unexpected ending right here because we didn't put the semicolon. So let's do this and refresh. So we have this right now. You can see the user ID is being attached right here. So let's just go ahead and create this method. So within the home controller, so we want to say public function, and right here I want to say get user, and right here I want to get the ID. So right there we want to get actually find that user. So this is user. Want to use a method called fill or find or fill, and this ID. So this will return the user object to us, and right here we want to return a view, and within this view I want to call this user.show. We don't have this view now, but we're going to create it. So this will be user, and this will be the user variable, and that's all. And right here we need to import this user class. So this is all we need to do. Let's just refresh. We're going to have an error, which is the show. So right here let's just go ahead and Control Shift this, And right here, the view, let's just say this is user. Let's just go into that folder, and right here this will be show. So hopefully this makes sense, and let's refresh. We have an error, so let's just go away with all this. Let's do away with all this, and let's refresh. Let's refresh. Yeah. So right here we want to actually display the user info. So we're going to do this very simple, very simple. And we're just going to have an h4, which this will be name, and this will be $user name. So if we should refresh, you can see the user name right here. And right here, if we should check this, you can see the username too right here. And if we should enter an ID that is not valid, we get a 404 error, which probably saying the user is not found. So right here, we need to do for the email. This will be let's see, email, and right here we need to do the phone number. This will be email, and this will be phone number. So if this phone number is not found, we just want to return null. So let's refresh, and we don't have the phone number now, so we're returning null. So I also want to have like want to have like an edit button right here, so we can actually have this user edit their profile, so they can change their name if they want, and they can also change their add a phone number. So let's just come over here and have like a link to actually edit your profile. Um, don't let us have a link, because we can just do this on the same page. So let's just cut this out, and let's just do the div and a class of role. So I want to have a side to actually display the information, and I want to have the other side to actually have the form where you can change your info. So this will be div, and this will be class of column MD6. So this is all we need to do, and right here let's just paste this right there, and let's move this forward. And right here we want to have a div, and this will be class column MD6. And right here this way I want to actually have the form to actually edit your profile. So let's do something like post create. So let's just have a form. Let's just copy it from here. So let's paste this. Yeah. So let's do this. Okay. This will be user. Uh, this will be user. This will be update. And right here we want to use the update method. So this will be method. This will be put method right here. So let's just remove this, and the value for this will now be $user, and this will be name. And yeah, so let's do the same thing for the phone number. So this will now be name. So let's just do name, and this will be name, um, name, and this will be enter name, and this will be enter phone. So let's do this will be phone. So let's do this, and this will be phone. uh, Phone. So hopefully this makes sense to you. user update. So let's create that route. So this will be um, update, and this will be user update. So let's just do, this will be a put request. So hopefully this makes sense to you, and if we should refresh, missing parameter user ID. So let's just add that to this, and this will be $user, and this will be ID. So hopefully this makes sense to you. If I should refresh now, we can see this. We have the name, but if we should click this, this is not our profile, and we can still see this. That means we can actually change the user information. So let's just protect against this, and right here I want to use a if statement. So let's just say if $sign user is equal to auth user. So if the user we're getting is equal to the authenticated user, that's when we want to display this form. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Yeah. So let's just do something like this. Yeah. Let's just make sure we properly index this code so it looks nice and readable. So let's just refresh. We have user. So this should be if $sign user equals to user. So this should be a method. So let's just refresh now. Yeah, you can see we're not seeing that form, but if we should click on our own profile, we see that form right there. So if we should try the same thing right here, this is another browser, and if we should check this person's profile, you can see we're not seeing this form. And if we should check this, which is our own, you can see we're seeing this form right here. So let's just create the update function so that we can actually add that to our code. So let's just do something. So let's just create that update function, and this will be public function, and this will be update user, and this will take the request object and also the ID. We're not going to actually validate this, so let's just return all requests, and let's just see. uh, so let's just go to our own profile, and let's just click this uh, user update does not exist. We actually create update user, not user update. So this user update user. So let's refresh. So let's try this now. You can see we have the method put, and we have this right here. So let's just go ahead. We need to actually validate the name. So let's just do this validate. This should be request. This should be this name, because the name will always be required, but we can just stop here. And right here we want to actually say $user equal to $sign equal to user. We want to find, this should be true. We also want to find or fail. This should be, yeah. So right here we want to say $user. We now want to save this, but before that we need to define the user phone, which is equal to $request phone. Also, we need to do the name. So this should probably give us an error. Probably we don't have any error there. So let's go back to the users table and let's just see that. So we don't have a phone number. So right here, let's just enter a random phone number and let's see this. So you can see the phone number right here being saved. So this is just how you work with. And let's return a redirect, and let's redirect back. So this is just all we need to do. So let's refresh. So you can see the phone number being displayed right here, and that's just basically what we want. And another thing we can do is we can display all the posts that actually belong to this particular user. If you noticed right here, this user already have like 2 posts already. So we can, whenever you view the user's profile, we can actually display the posts that actually belong to this user only. So to do that, let's just go over to our index file. Right here, let's just copy this, and in the show method right here we can have a HR, which is the horizontal row, and let's refresh this. So you can see the horizontal row, and right here let's just have like a big heading. So let's say H, and this will be user post. So let's just uh, paste this right here. So this will be $user post. So hopefully this makes sense to you. Let's just refresh, and you can see the post that actually belongs to this user. Let's refresh this again. So we're not seeing this form anymore. So what we can just do to fix this is just to do ID, and right here let's just do ID, and let's refresh. Yeah, so we can see this form, and if we should go back to this, we can't see it for this user. So let's just remove this posted by, because we're already in the user's profile. We don't need posted by anymore. So let's just refresh this. Yeah. So so that's it, guys. So whenever we create a new, for example, let's create logout and create a new account. So let's just say we can see the post even though we logged out. So let's just try and create a new account. Let's just call this any name. So right here on the email, I want to have a random email, and the password will be password, and will be password. So let's just click enter. So let's go over to the post, and you can see that we have that. And right here, let's just submit a new post. Let's just have a post title. So let's submit this, and you can see the post that we just created by this user. So if you check this user, you can see his post. So if we should come here and refresh, you can see the new post that just been posted. So basically this is how you run the blog. You keep running it. You can decide to add images, and give it a better UI than this. It all depends on you, but this is a very simple blog system. So I think that's all for our project, and I'll see you in next video.